Okay. So we're looking for, P is the midpoint. N is one of the endpoints. And we're looking for the other one, because there are two endpoints. All right, so we know the P is the midpoint, N is the endpoint. We're looking for this other one. Well, if we're typically doing the midpoint formula, we take our two endpoints, right? And this one would be x1, and this would be y1. And then whatever the endpoint, this would be x2, and this would be y2. And we would take whatever these two numbers are, and we would plug them in here, 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 and here. Well, in this case, we're missing these, right? So that's the trick. We want to find these. So we need to find this, and we need to find this. In order to do that, we're going to use the midpoint, because what this whole thing does is if I plug these two numbers in, I will get out this 3 right here from the midpoint. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this formula over here, but instead of x1, I know my x1 is going to be 5, so 5 plus, I don't know x2, so I'm going to leave that as x divided by 2, and that is going to equal my 3 from the midpoint. So that's the first step. You got to set it up correctly. Now we got to solve. Okay, to solve, we need to get x alone. First step is we multiply both sides by 2. The reason we do this is because these 2's cancel out. Over here, this becomes 6 equals 5 plus x. And now we just subtract 5 on both sides, and 1 equals x. So I know my x2, right, the x value from the other endpoint is 1. And I'm going to do the exact same thing with the y values. So again, I know that the midpoint y value is -2. So when I would plug in y1 and y2, okay, and divide it by 2, I would get out -2. So -2 is equal to this. We don't know what this is, but we do know what y1 is, which is -3. So -3 plus y, because I don't know what that is, divided by 2. And now we solve. So just like this one, the first step, we've multiplied by 2, multiplied by 2. These cancel over here, and 2 times -2 becomes -4 equals -3 plus y. And we add 3 to both sides. This cancels, this goes -1 equals y. So my y2 is -1, and that's my final answer, which you can't see that as 1 comma -1. So yeah, it's just using the midpoint formula kind of backwards to find these missing values.